Welcome, dear friends, to the enchanting world of words, the Millennium Library. Here, memories take us back to warm nights where grandmothers and mothers wove the most wonderful tales. Our only wish now is for you to listen, to dive deep into the heart of the stories that shaped our minds and souls. We have embarked on this unique project, the Millennium Library, to gather for you a treasure trove of timeless novels and stories, and present them to you with voices full of warmth and sweetness. It is a legacy we are creating together between humanity and artificial intelligence to remain a testament to the power of words and the magic of storytelling throughout the ages. We hope you find in it what delights your souls and enriches your imagination. If this work touches your hearts, we would be delighted if you share it with your loved ones. And remember, your support lies in liking this segment and leaving your comments which illuminate our path. We are here to grow by you and with you. With sincere regards from the Millennium Library. King Harold goes west overseas. Now many men hated King Harold. Many a man said, "Why should he put himself up for king of all of us? He is no better than I am. Am I not a king's son as well as he? And are not many of us king's sons? I will not kneel before him and promise to be his man. I will not pay him taxes. I will not have his earl sitting over me. The good old days have gone. This Norway has become a prison. I will go away and find some other place." So hundreds of men sailed away. Some went to France and got land and lived there. Big Rolf go afoot, and all his men sailed up the great French river and won a battle against the French king himself. There was no way to stop the flashing of his battle axes, but to give him what he wanted. So the king made Rolf a duke, gave him broad lands, and gave him the king's own daughter for wife. Rolf called his country Normandy, for old Norway. He ruled it well and was a great lord, and his sons after him were kings of England. Other Norsemen went to Ireland and England and Scotland. They drew up their boats on the river banks. The people ran away before them and gathered into great armies that marched back to meet the Vikings in battle. Sometimes the Norsemen lost, but oftener they won, so that they got land and lived in those countries. Their houses sat in these strange lands like warriors' camps, and the Norsemen went among their new neighbors with hanging swords and spears in hand, ever ready for fight. There are many islands north of Scotland. They are called the Orkneys and the Shetlands. They have many good harbors for ships. They are little and rocky and bare of trees. Wild sea birds scream around them. On some of them, a man can stand in the middle and see the ocean all about him. Now, the Vikings sailed to these islands and were pleased. "It is like being always in a boat," they said. "This shall be our home." So it went until all the lands round about were covered with Vikings. Norse carved and painted houses brightened the hillsides. Viking ships sailed all the seas and made harbor in every river. Norsemen's thralls plowed the soil and planted crops and herded cattle, and gold flowed into their masters' treasure chests. Norse warriors walked up and down the land, and no man dared to say them nay. These men did not forget Norway. In the summers, they sailed back there and harried the coast. They took gold and grain and beautiful cloth back to their homes. In Norway, they left burning houses and weeping women. Every summer, King Harald had out his ships and men and hunted these Vikings. There are many little islands about Norway. They have crags and caves and deep woods. Here the Vikings hid when they saw King Harald's ships coming. But Harald ran his boat into every creek and fjord, and hunted in every cave, and through all the woods and among the crags. He caught many men, but most of them got away, and went home laughing at Harald. Then they came back the next summer, and did the same deeds over again. At last King Harald said, "There is but one thing to do. I must sail to these western islands and whip these robbers in their own homes." So he went with a great number of ships. He found as brave men as he had brought from Norway. These Vikings had brought their old courage to their new homes. King Harald's fine ships were scarred by Viking stones and scorched by Viking fire. The shields of Harald's warriors had dents from Viking blows. Many of those men carried Viking scars all their lives, and many of King Harald's warriors walked the long, hard road to Valhalla and feasted there with some of these very Vikings that had died in King Harald's battles. But after many hard fights on land and sea, after many men had died and many had fled away to other lands, King Harald won, and he made the men that were yet in the islands take the oath, and he left his earls to rule over them. Then he went back to Norway. "He has done more than he vowed to do," people said. "He has not only whipped the Vikings, but he has got a new kingdom west over seas." Then they talked of that dream that his mother had. King Harald was that great tree, they said. The trunk was red with the blood of his many battles, but higher up the limbs were fair and green, like this good time of peace. The topmost branches were white, because Harald will live to be an old man. Just as that tree spread out until all of Norway was in its shade, and even more lands. So Harald is king of all this country and of the western islands. The many branches of that tree are the many sons of Harald, who shall be earls and kings in Norway, and their sons after them for hundreds of years. Conclusion of our journey. And so we reach the conclusion of our journey for today, within the unending worlds of words and the never folding pages of knowledge. We have spent an enjoyable and beneficial time together within the embrace of Millennium Library, where voices meet tales and a new cultural legacy is forged. We hope you have enjoyed every moment and delved deeply into the dimensions of the story or novel we presented to you. Always remember that this grand edifice, Millennium Library, is the result of a unique collaboration between human creativity and the profound depth of artificial intelligence. Our goal is to enrich your ears and minds with the treasures of world literature and to make knowledge accessible to everyone. while preserving the ownership rights of Millennium Library for this distinctive production. Don't forget to follow us and activate the notification bell to receive all new content. And share this podcast with everyone around you, for knowledge is light, and together we illuminate the paths. Until we meet again in a future episode and a new literary adventure, may you be in the care and keeping of Allah, and within the realm of immortal words. Millennium Library, where tales are embodied, knowledge is narrated, and creativity is immortalized.